To be poor did not mean the same thing as being food insecure where I came from, because many people had planted the crops and kept the animals that were a vital part of their food supplies when I grew up. As I was going to primary school in the 1990s, we'd come back from school during Intwasahlobo or autumn and see fields that were plowed with maize and beans and peas. The challenge really started with rapid urbanization as kids, once they finished the 12th grade, needed to go to urban centers, Ebayi, Monti, Durban, Cape Town, and elsewhere. And as a result of that, the productive capabilities of the villages I came from started to decline gradually. My family's source of sustenance came from this lifestyle. My grandfather, Umponzi, had worked very hard to own a farm that he paid up. He's got a title deed to it even to this day. And when I needed to pay my minimum initial payment at Rhodes, my father simply sold cattle, and I got that, and then the rest was NSFAS. So yeah, this was a crucial part. And then my own dad was actually a shopkeeper. At some point in his life, he had a truck that was selling aggregates, which is sand, gravel, cement, among other things, in the whole village. So this was a source of livelihood for me. And I saw how the potential is there in rural areas and urban centers to live off one's own hard work and means, provided the environment is enabling enough for one to do so. So part of the reason why I do the D.E.P with Ongama Mtimka from my side is to rediscover those pathways towards inclusive economies and participatory economies, in terms of which people are able to take initiative, leverage whatever support mechanisms are there, and change their own destinies and their lives. As a third-year journalism student at Rhodes many years ago, we got exposed to a module that had a section called Communication for Development. And the idea there was to produce the kind of content that would empower people to be able to change their lives once they have interacted with that content. And it has been my heart's desire to produce the kind of content that is not necessarily follows after scandal, follows after shenanigans that people get up to. Yes, there's a space for that. There's a space for the watchdog role of the media as the fourth estate. But I had an ambition in my heart to create content that would help people empower themselves. So Hluma magazine, which I ran in 2013-2014, was an attempt to give expression to this. I've also created videos teaching people how to write business plans and feasibility studies. And also the D.E.P today is an attempt to both deal with the mundane, that is what individual action is required, and as well as the strategic, in the sense that what policy interventions need to be made, where we come from a historical perspective, and whether there are examples of having done these things in previous times. And my hope is that the collective reflections that my guests and I make will help individuals to take the right courses of action, or policymakers to get the necessary stimulus to think anew, think afresh about how to carve pathways to success for many people in the country. So that's why I do the D.E.P with Ongama Mtimka. I hope you join one of these days the channel and subscribe and like and share the content and find ways to support it.